Now, this is probably one of the most common questions around the law of attraction and the most burning one. And today we're going to uncover the reason why you're not manifesting what you want. My name is Natalie Ledwell, and after being a law of attraction student and a coach for 15 years, I've discovered there are 5 main reasons that people don't get what they want from the universe. Okay, do you want to know what they are? All right. I'm going to tell you. All right, number 1. The reason that you don't get what you want is because you're not clear about what it is that you want. I ask people all the time, what is it that you want in life? Now, people say, I want to be happy. You go, but what does that mean to you? Or what most people do is they're absolutely crystal clear on what they don't want versus what they do want. So what we want to do is you want to switch your thinking around to make sure that you are focused on what you actually do want instead of what you don't want. Because the more that we focus on what we don't want, the more that we create that. I don't want to be in debt anymore. All you're focusing in that situation is debt. Or I don't want to be lonely anymore. I really want to be in a relationship. But that's coming from an energy of I'm alone. And all that's doing is perpetuating more of that. Our thoughts do become things. And what we think most dominantly is what creates our reality. So if we're often in a thought or a feeling of debt or loneliness or pain, then that is all we're perpetuating. So we need to switch and focus on what it is that we actually do want. So, you want to make sure that if you're thinking something like, oh my God, I have so much debt. I want to be out of debt. The word debt keeps coming up and that conjures up a picture in your mind. So you want to shift that and make a conscious choice to focus on what it is that you do want. And maybe what you do want is to have more than enough money in your bank account to cover your expenses. Maybe you want, $500,000 or $100,000 in savings. Maybe you want to never have to worry about your bills anymore. So this is what I recommend that you do. And this is a very powerful exercise that I take a lot of my students through. And that's to take a piece of paper, put it, horizontal and put 3 lines. You've got 3 columns on the page. On the first one, you want to write what you don't want, because that seems to be the thing that people are very acutely aware of. So write down what you don't want in that first column. Now, in the second column, I want you to write down the opposite of that, of what it is that you do want. So if I don't want to be in debt, maybe what you do want is to be financially free. Okay, then in the third column, I want you to explain why you want it. And this is really important, because as I'm going to go into in a little bit in a moment here, the why and the emotions that you feel when you're focusing on the wealth, the optimal health, the amazing relationship that you want, this is very, very important when it comes to eliciting the law of attraction. So make sure you write down why. So what I don't want, what I do want as an opposite of that, and then why you want it. Okay, the second reason people are not getting what they want with the law of attraction is that they're focusing on lack rather than the result that they want to, or that they actually want to get to. Now, when you do that, sometimes when we're focusing on the pain and the debt and the loneliness, and that's all we see, it's very difficult for us to imagine that we can create anything better for ourselves. Our brain and our subconscious mind will come up with a gazillion reasons why it can't happen. And so we feel helpless, we feel frustrated, we feel impatient. And we just, because we can't see how it's going to happen, we just don't believe it's going to. Now, the way that we switch out of that or get into a better place where we can think about what it is that we want is what I call getting into your happy place. So getting into your happy place means getting into higher frequency emotions. Now, there was a book written back in the 80s by David Hawkins called Power versus Force. And he was actually able to measure the frequency of each of our emotions. So we want to be in high frequency emotions as often as we can, for the most of the time. That doesn't happen all the time, but for most of the time. So things like accomplishment, pride, courage, happiness, joy, gratitude, all these higher frequency emotions. Now, of course, the easiest way to get into your happy place is through gratitude. Have a gratitude practice. Write in a journal every day, 5 things that you're grateful for. I know that sounds simple, but it really is the foundation to everything. If there's an activity that you do every morning, like cleaning your teeth, make that your activity that helps you drop into why you're grateful. Have set an alarm on your phone or your watch to go off at a certain time of the day, which is your opportunity to stop, drop, and be grateful in that moment. So really have a gratitude practice that's going to help you to stay predominantly in those high frequency emotions. And worrying about things that may never happen is an absolute waste of time. When we're worried about, what could happen, what probably won't happen, again, we're staying in those lower frequency emotions. So use your downtime. When you're standing in line, or when you're driving the car, or vacuuming the house, doing any of those kind of activities that don't require a lot of thought, to think positively and to focus on what it is that you do want, and to start dropping to your gratitudes. Now, when you do that, you are in flow. And things that you didn't even know you needed will start to show up for you. So I highly encourage you to do that. Okay, number 3 is the reason that you're not getting what you want from law of attraction is that you haven't overcome your limiting beliefs yet. So limiting beliefs are these thoughts, these beliefs that we have about ourselves, about the world, about our abilities that were programmed in when we were little kids. Between the ages of 2 and 6 or 2 and 7, we are predominantly in theta brainwave activity, so we are like little sponges. And so everything that we watch, observe, TV shows, our parents' behavior, things that we're told, things that happen to us, especially if they have a high emotional charge to them, get concreted in without any filter into our little 5-year-old brains or our 4-year-old brains. And then these beliefs that we have about ourselves, like we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we don't deserve good things. These things are now a filter that we look through for the rest of our lives until we discover that we have them and we get to release them. Things like, I can't achieve anything unless I'm working my butt off, or I have to sacrifice to be able to get ahead. So things like this are beliefs that are holding us in a holding pattern. And they're not for our highest good. They're not helping us get to where we want to go. And you see, using the law of attraction is the solution to this. Once you overcome and release these thoughts that are coming out, from your brain, you understand what they are, you're choosing to release them, then when you're eliciting the law of attraction, you're actually leveraging the power of the universe to be able to help you. You see, the thing is, I used to be like this as well. I never set myself big goals because I couldn't see how it was going to happen. I believed I needed to know all the steps. Now, that was just a belief, it was just a story. And then when I understood what the law of attraction is, and that we resonate at the frequency or the vibrational match of the things that we want, which we do through our emotions, of feeling like we've already got it, that we get to see what we want. We don't need to know the whole plan, and everything that shows up for us to help us to be able to attract it and to be able to achieve it are things that we couldn't have planned for anyway. And the thing is, when you're on this law of attraction journey, you understand that this is how it happens. All right? And also taking action and inspired action. I know that when you are very clear about where it is that you want to go, and we've already covered it in the first couple of steps, and then you take time each day to visualize, to meditate. I have a little thing in the morning as I'm waking up and I'm still in theta, so I'm still very connected to the unified field. I'll ask a question. How am I going to do this? How's this going to happen? What am I doing next? And I just lay there long enough for the answers to come through. Now, you may have got a spark of ingenious inspiration in the shower or, when you're exercising or something like that. But always continually ask the question, because this is what the law of attraction is. We're asking help from God, we're asking help from the universe to be able to help us make things happen. So inspired action is those brilliant ideas that you get in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning or in the shower. And it's important that you take action on those things, because this was a gift that was given to you. And the more that you take action and believe that what's coming through is true, then the more that you're able to receive, because you're opening up that channel. And when it comes to action, there's no such thing as the wrong action. All roads lead to where it is that you want to end up. When I look at my company Mind Movies and everything that we're able to achieve, if someone had told me the day before we'd said yes to our friend to setting up a website and setting up this business online, if someone had told me the day before he said yes to that I was going to have this incredible life that far exceeded anything that I could ever have dreamed up for myself, and I was going to do it through the internet, I would have laughed. I didn't even know what YouTube was back then. I had no idea about social media or anything like that. And Glenn, my husband at the time, could hardly turn on a computer. But the thing is, we were in a different business, which is how we got to meet our friend who came to us with the idea. All roads lead to where you want to go. So the most important thing is that you see what's in front of you. You see what your next goal is. You see what your next step is. Don't look at the mountain of all the stuff that needs to happen. Just look at the next step. And if it seems applicable to your goals in life, then don't hesitate for a second. There's no such thing as the wrong action. You've got to take that next step and then see what happens. And what normally happens is that another step appears after that. And in my experience, if you're prepared to do the work and at the same time be open to the idea that achieving what you want could be easy and that things could just fall into place for you, you slide through life way more smoothly and things happen way more easily. Believe me, it is true. All right, so the fourth reason that people, are not getting what they want through law of attraction is that you're not patient enough. You want to create a job that you love, you want a committed relationship, you want financial abundance. But are you being patient enough to actually let the process of manifesting, happen? Or are you trying to force things to happen? Remember, in order to create anything, you've got to hold the resonance of already having it. You've got to feel what it's like to already be there as often as you can. Now, when you do that, you become a vibrational match to what it is that you need. When I'm on my weight loss journey, I can close my eyes and I can feel how fit and strong I am. I'm running and I'm doing it with ease. I can see my flat abs. I can see my strong legs, and I'm feeling what it's like to have the courage and the accomplishment of being able to do this. You gotta feel what it's like to already be there. That's what makes you a vibrational match. And when you do that, like I said, even things that you didn't realize you need will start to show up for you. It's incredible how it works. Okay, so number 5, and this is a really important one, and it's actually one of the most important parts of the manifestation process, is the reason you're not getting what you want is because you're trying to control the process. Surrender is the final and probably most difficult step when it comes to manifesting. Surrender means that you have to surrender into knowing that it's, once you've seen it and you feel it, that it's done. You're not concerned about how it shows up or what it's going to look like when it does. And you're not being hung up and desperate and needy about when it's going to happen. You've got to trust and surrender that the universe has got this. You're doing everything you can to be a vibrational match to it, and the universe is going to send it your way and everything you need to make it happen. When you surrender a goal to the universe, you feel at peace when you think about it, and and it really makes you in a place where you not only do you know it's done, but you really get to enjoy the journey. You get to enjoy every day. You celebrate the little wins. You acknowledge all the great things that are happening for you, and you're in flow, and life is so easy. All right, so guys, I'd love to know, are you making one or more of these mistakes? I wonder if you are. And which one of these 5 reasons actually applies to you? I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your comments. Please share it in the comment box below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Mind Movies YouTube channel for more videos on personal growth and the law of attraction. Now, before you go, don't forget to click on the link in the description box below to download a free manifesting toolkit, which features a law of attraction planner along with a manifesting check. This check is awesome because you get to make out the check to yourself for a large amount and be able to use that as a way of manifesting that amount. These are 2 of the most powerful manifesting tools that you can use ever, and they're right at your fingertips. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.